Hey there, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into something really important. How some simple, gentle stretching can be a total game changer for staying active and feeling great. We're going to look at some super simple, foundational movements that can make a huge difference in your day-to-day mobility. All right, let's start with something I bet we all know, that feeling, right? That little bit of stiffness when you first get up, or maybe that ache after you've been sitting for a bit. And look, it is so common. But here's the thing, you don't just have to put up with it. And here's the really good news. Gentle movement can make a world of difference. We're talking about supporting the stuff we do every single day. Walking, bending over, reaching for something on that top shelf. It helps ease pain and, this is huge, it helps prevent falls, which is all about promoting our independence. Okay, so here's how we're going to break it all down today. First, we'll cover why this stuff even matters. Then, we'll get into the golden rules for doing it safely. After that, we'll walk through 5 essential stretches you can start doing right away. And finally, we'll chat about how to make it a real habit. All right, let's dive in. Okay, first things first, let's talk about the why. Why is something that seems so basic, like stretching, a total game changer as we get older? Well, it's really about building a solid foundation for a life that's more comfortable and way more active. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The experts over at the Mayo Clinic say it loud and clear. Stretching isn't just about feeling less stiff. It's about actively protecting your body. Here's a good way to think about it. Better blood flow means healthier muscles, and more flexibility means you're less likely to get injured. It's such a simple, proactive thing you can do for your own health. All right, before we jump into the actual stretches, let's talk about the most important thing, safety. The whole point of this is to feel better, right? So let's go over the golden rules to make sure you get all the good stuff with zero risk. So think of these 5 things as your roadmap to doing this right. First, warming up. Totally non-negotiable. It just gets your muscles ready. Go into each stretch slowly. Never, ever bounce. Hold it for about 15 to 30 seconds. That's the sweet spot. And this is probably the biggest one. Listen to your body. You want that nice, gentle, feeling, not an ouch. And always use a chair or a wall for support. That's not cheating, it's being smart. Okay, now for the fun part. We've handpicked 5 key stretches from our sources that are honestly just fantastic. They hit all the key areas, and you can do every single one of them safely with a bit of support. First up, we have a stretch that's amazing for waking up your spine and helping with posture. And you know what the best part is? You can do it sitting right in a chair. You gotta love that physical therapist's tip here. Think of this as WD-40 for your upper body. What a perfect way to put it. The real secret sauce here is linking your movement with your breath. You inhale as you arch your back and look up, and then you exhale as you round your spine. It creates this wonderful, gentle rhythm that just feels so good for your entire back. Okay, next on our list is an awesome stretch for your posture. Seriously, if you find yourself sitting a lot or reading or looking down at a phone, this one is going to be your new best friend. You know, this is such a great example of how you can use something you already have, a doorway, as a tool for your health. This stretch really fights back against that forward hunch we sometimes get. And when you open up your chest, you're not just helping out your shoulders, you're actually giving your lungs more room to work, which means deeper, better breaths. It stops our bodies from getting kind of stuck in that forward posture. All right, let's move on down the body. This one goes after the hamstrings, those big muscles on the back of your thighs. You know, tight hamstrings are one of the biggest culprits behind lower back pain, so this stretch, it's a really valuable one. Okay, now listen up, because this pro tip is absolutely crucial. Keep your back straight. I can't stress this enough. The second you let your back round, you lose the stretch in your leg and you start putting strain on your lower back. When you sit up tall and lean forward from your hips, you make sure that starch is happening exactly where you want it to, in your leg and not in your back. All right, next up, let's talk about a gentle twist. This helps with our rotational mobility, which is a move we do all the time without even realizing it, right? Like reaching for something in the backseat of the car or just turning to chat with someone. Keeping that motion nice and fluid is so important. So the big takeaway here is one word: gentleness. Notice the tip says to only twist to a comfortable range. This is not a competition to see how far you can twist. It's just about gently encouraging that flexibility in your spine. It's a great move for keeping your whole torso mobile, and it can even help with digestion. And last but not least, let's zero in on a part of the body that's so important for our stability and balance, but honestly, it gets overlooked all the time. I'm talking about our ankles. Now, I know this looks like a tiny, simple little move, but just look at that key benefit, crucial for fall prevention. Just let that sink in for a second. Having strong, flexible ankles is the foundation of good balance. They help your body adjust when you're on uneven ground, and they keep you steady. This might be one of the single most powerful things you can do for yourself every day. Okay, so now you've got these 5 amazing building blocks. The big question is, how do you actually make this a real lasting part of your routine? Well, it's probably easier than you think. That's it. We're talking 10 to 15 minutes. That's all. You could do it while your morning coffee is brewing, or maybe while you're watching the evening news. Think about that. It's such a tiny investment of your time, but the payoff for how you feel and move, it's huge. And just remember, the name of the game here is consistency, not intensity. This isn't about pushing yourself to your absolute limit. Look, is it great to do it every day? For sure. But you are going to see real, tangible benefits even if you just start with 2 or 3 times a week. Every little bit truly helps. So as we wrap this up, it really all comes down to one simple question. What's one gentle move you can make for yourself today? Maybe it's just doing a couple of those ankle circles while you're listening to this, or maybe that gentle cat-cow stretch. The magic isn't in trying to do everything all at once. The real power is just in getting started. Thanks so much for joining us.